Hi, Blast Pop here. Today I'm taking a look at the fourth CMBG, which is a module for MBT published by GMT Games. There's a whole lot of alphanumerics in that last sentence. It's designed by James M. Day, originally published by the system, originally published by Yaquinto and Avalon Hill. Avalon Hill first came out with the MBT game and proceeded no further with that per se, other than a more modern game also came out called IDF, which at this point GMT has not published. I'm not sure where that stands. I'd like to see that actually. But as to what we're discussing today, this is strictly a module for MBT. It is about the Canadians, the 4th Combat Mechanized Brigade, or group, and they were an interesting unit that was part of NATO at that time and included some German equipment and some American equipment and some interesting tables of organization. So I can see why this was published. Not only that, but it's always nice to have additional maps, counters, and additional items for your games in variety. This is a very limited scope package. It's actually published in a box, which kind of surprises me because it includes 2 maps, a scenario book, a counter sheet, and 5 combat unit cards. So it might have been ziplocked, but nicely they did choose to publish in a box, and it's about 1.5 inches thick. It's not the thickest box in the world. Nicely strong. Also included is the 24-page playbook. Now, in that playbook, you have the particulars for the Canadian Army, some history, equipment, the rules for leaders, which were introduced in MBT, or actually the FRG and the British module, and has been also incorporated into the Panzer series for World War II. It talks about the leaders, what their abilities are, and they add an interesting and new dynamic to the game system, adding personnel issues to the system. You have your table of organization for the brigade group, and then you have your scenarios, beans and bullets, which Kev from the Big Board did some time ago if you'd like to check out that scenario. He always has some interesting stuff for the Panzer and MBT series. Then Race for the Prize, Southeastern Federal Republic of Germany. Infiltrate. Hold Fast. And Core Level. Again, 24 pages. Also included are counters. Now, these were very well cut out, or die cut, and I had to reassemble them in the box because they fell out of the counter sheet. But included are Leopard tanks, as I mentioned before, the German equipment, M113 American tanks, leaders, additional counters for turrets, infantry of various sorts, and additional markers and artillery, all with the maple leaf adorning the counters. So something for my Canadian friends north of the border. They're so well die cut. You can see how they just kind of come out and the back of the counter sheet, what's left of it. And it's the brown core counters, not super thick, but more than adequate to the task. Additionally, we have the 5 aforementioned unit cards for crew serve weapons, house squads and sections, the Kiowa Scout helicopter, the F-18, CF-18 Hornet, artillery for the Canadians, our bridge layer, M150, which is a anti-tank gun missile unit, if that's the proper designation. Lynx scout vehicle, the M113 A1, and the Leopard. Now you got 2 maps printed on both sides. So the downside is with this system is you can't use this map, which is map number 30, which I'm going to show you in a conveyor type fashion with number 29. But that's okay. It's nice to get 4 additional maps to incorporate into the games. Here is map 27. And finally, map 28. A little more open ground than the other maps included. And they're folded up in a sort of a funky shape. A nice, relatively thick cardstock. All very nicely done. Typical style. The one complaint I've mentioned before is that the maps seem to be kind of compartmentalized and kind of forced. Here you have this town on a hill and valley combination. Off to the side to fit the map, you have this nice little swath of woods and heavy woods, an elevation over here, and then everything is sort of like made to kind of fit. It just feels kind of unnatural. But in gameplay, and you can start getting involved in the tactical aspects, having played Panzer recently, both face-to-face and also playing solitaire, that problem tends to disappear. So a very nice package from GMT Games, designed by James M. Day. For your consideration. This has been Blast Pop. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.